ecosystem we develop. It's how we sort of have greater reach to customers, but also we're trying to find partners that have shared values. Those partners are how we might collaborate to fill a gap, how we might collaborate to meet a market solution, but also partners that bring some special subject matter expertise.
So we created the initial AI models of detecting bogart or not, and then also going down into classifying and finding, for example, belly bags, didgeridoos, kangaroos and the likes.
Kelvin and the team, the KJR team, saw the value of it, and and I'm just saving it and filming it for my old people to show them and to get more stories and to get our young people to understand our language and the history and the culture of the place as well, so that they can feel pride of who they are and where they come from and get that sense of belonging.
Where we're using a DJI drone-in-the-box technology to be able to collect imagery remotely and get that back for AI processing to discover and further investigate.
If you are a company focused on making data useful, that's our passion, and how we stand out above the pack is really focusing on caring about what your current state is, what your future ideal state is, and helping you build that roadmap out so that you can do that journey safely, securely, affordably, and in a way that is manageable for your organisation.
How we work with KJR is it's kind of a product that KJR has picked up and is pushing out into the market and continuing to develop. So it helps us to try in a real life environment, building a product using technology that's around and available now.
We're leading the market in being able to provide the AI assurance for making sure AI is deployed on the security cameras correctly and meeting regulatory requirements around the world.
Yeah, emerging technologies, particularly AI, big data, IoT, really a game changer in the next 5 years. So what we're seeing, I think the most dramatic change will be from AI as a tool, its ability to process large data that we've just never been able to do before. But then, because it can process large data, people are starting to collect more data and feed it more data and things like that. So actually the technology requirement sort of expands, but also with that comes the whole idea of where do we collect that data. Now we're collecting the data remotely or via a drone or other equipment. So you can see though, even though AI is the catalyst, there's a lot of other technology advances that are all converging to be able to provide us that capability.
IntelliHQ is where we've started it all. It's a not-for-profit which is working particularly AI in healthcare. A lot of that is based around the world of research. And to get research working, we've spent a long time trying to get data together and realised that we were spending too long grabbing data. And so with KJR and Tatawi, they've managed to put the data for intensive care all into a single big AWS pot, but in a very secure fashion. And that security of data is paramount to us. This is patient data, and it's paramount to us, to the clinicians themselves, before we use it.
KJR and Smart AI are very closely connected because of the AI assurance and how we work together to understand the regulatory and responsibility of running AI and making sure that we're meeting the standards and delivering on compliance checking and understanding how models and data is being used from AI.
Flyfreely is a drone operations management platform, so we help organisations scale their drone programs by putting in place the checks and balances and workflows to make sure that work's done right the first time.
It's gone a step further than just having the data there. Then between Tatawi and KJR, they've created de-identification pathways so that therefore there's a completely anonymised data set which becomes very research ready and very easy for clinicians to work with in research. So we're trying to advance healthcare and get better understanding and better outcomes for our patients. And that's only possible if we get the security that we can get from a good platform and a good platform provider, and that we get the anonymisation tested and assured and is perfect.
The teammate fits in the marketplace in the driver monitoring area, and so there's a lot of devices and technology coming out that actually does monitor drivers and their health and alertness and their fatigue levels and their drink driving and where they're looking, because distractions are a really big issue. So yeah, it fits in the in-cab technology category.
Everything is around trust AI, and it's not about you can do something because you can, it's should you do something. And I think that's where we want to align ourselves with a company like KJR, because we've got very similar values and it's all about doing something for the right reason.
Images, videos, and satellite footage, and basically taking out the guesswork or needing data scientists or needing technical expertise. Just business domain expertise is more than enough to get you started.
The data that comes out of the device needs QA, but then we've also had the integration of the device. So there's a whole bunch of electronics in there, as well as machine learning algorithms, and then a data portal where we can get drivers and their managers to log in and look at where they've been on the map and what's been happening in the cab, and there's a feed of photos and sort of a whole data merge platform that's been built all by the KJR team.
They've got a long and stellar history in the world of working with secure sites, secure data. So they've been working on government and military contracts for a long time, so they're trusted in that space. And they're particularly trusted in the tested and assurance space. And so working in that place, that means that I can be assured that the data that I've got as anonymised data is truly anonymised and is therefore safe to use. At the same time, they're then stepping up into the world of artificial intelligence very quickly, because a lot of this is going to be model development, predictive analytics, working outcomes, and even getting to the next step, which is building natural language interfaces to the data sets. And these are all skill sets that are rapidly developing within KJR and not too many other companies around. So for us to advance at the speed and the breadth that we want to, we need to work with a partner that can work in that space.
Well, KJR, the guys I've been working with at KJR have a real sort of can-do attitude. It's like we just sort of get out there in the field, figure out the problems, solve them, go back to the office, learn from what we did in the field.
I met through the Gold Coast Tech Space originally, and we were doing the AI study groups, and that's kind of how we started doing, some of the work that Calvin did around Tarway, and we've moved on to being involved in the tech tours, working with the guys at Jaramali. We really like the spirit that you guys have in the way that you contribute to other things, like for instance getting involved with Johnny and the KJ and the Jaramali project. Heard about the mob guys today.
KTR and especially Calvin gave us a chance when we were still a startup, and basically put the trust in us to be able to be part of a bigger project and give us a chance to show what we can do.
With their technology and their future growth and their testing, I think the synergy is that we both really care and we both want to make a difference.
I think the people, the culture, and also the ability to just be open to really do stuff not just for the sake of making money, but to do stuff like ourselves for wanting to make this a better world.
I admire the professionalism and the responsibility and the exciting thing about the innovation the two businesses are bringing to the market in Australia.
The customers themselves are struggling to get enough people together to work in that space, whereas if you get a decent sized company like KJR, then you can work in that space and work a lot quicker and a lot easier. And you can in some ways share the knowledge, share the talent, because to be frank, there isn't enough talent to go around. And so we need to be in that space where we can work with a company with talent that can move the stuff forward quicker than anybody else.